Hi, I'm Emma Ashton, and I'm the publisher, editor, writer of reality Ravings. Um, and I'm popping my vlogging cherry. This was meant to be a podcast, but I couldn't work out how to do that, so I had to go straight to a webcam. Now, first of all, if you are watching this, I haven't died. And I haven't been kidnapped by a crazed Altie and Childs fan and whisked off to a deserted island. However, if you are a crazed reality and Childs fan, I would appreciate my Facebook identity back. That is one of the downsides of being a reality TV blogger. First of all, MasterChef Australia, which really is the only show in town at the moment, or if you're reading my blog, that is what you'd think. There's been a lot of talk in the mainstream media about, MasterChef Australia is at the demise of it because the ratings haven't been quite as good as people would expect. At the moment, they're sitting about 1.5 million per episode, going either side. It's still, very good. Most people would be pretty pleased with ratings like that. But, my thing is, this stage of the MasterChef series, it's a bit like dating. People sort of go in and out of it, wondering whether they want to commit to the whole series, whether they like the cast and characters. I find that normally by top 12, people are ready to form the relationship and settle in until the big finale. Speaking of dating, there's a hot new chef in town. Goodbye, Manu, and hello, Colin Fassonage. Where have you been? He needs to get his own show. He was on last week in the immunity pin challenge, against Jay. I don't know why he hasn't been on the show before. I'm not sure because he's so tall. He'd make George and Gary look like hobbits. But with his lilting Irish accent, his bad boy persona, and, actually he was pretty nice to Jay. We do need to see more of this guy on our screens. Now, speaking of favourites on the MasterChef show, Hayden's getting the big push. And has been from the beginning. I think he's sort of the pin-up boy. Maybe if you're a Gen Y, you might think so. Obviously, they're going to show him in his Speedos tonight to reinforce that. Also on the blog on my site about who's the hottest contestants, he is leading. But then Alana's coming second, and we've barely seen her, so which is interesting. And good for her. Either she's got a lot of relatives or there are a lot of potential fans out there for her. The one I like Cleo. I think she could go far. She can cook and she's cool under pressure. I also like Michael. I'm also liking Kate a lot, actually, the mother of three. And I don't mind Peter and I think, is it Craig? They seem to be going well as well, and they seem to have a good, strong, broad knowledge. Also, don't discount the two food bloggers that are in, Billy and Matthew. I think they have the goods to get quite far in the competition, though I wish Matthew would kind of take that medal out of his face, but that's me. Maybe I'm a bit conservative. The other thing about MasterChef, they're currently in New York filming. It'll be the second trip away that they have this year. They go to Malaysia. But thanks to Matt Preston, they're in New York, who tweeted this morning they're now in New York. So it'll be interesting to see the celebrity chefs they get on there. And I suspect David Chang is definitely one of them. And hopefully Mario Batali will be as well. Or the delightful Tom Colicchio from Top Chef. What else? We're going to talk about Dancing with the Stars. Now, Manu Fidel is a hot favourite, obviously. Now, last night the show went on for 3 hours. They've got to cut the filler. I mean, it's too long. It's like watching the Titanic every week, and that gets a little bit dull. I note that with Manu, Lara Bingle and Bryn Edelston, who was a personal favourite of mine, I got the last 3 dancing spots, which would indicate that the producers think that they are the biggest draw cards and will keep you watching until the end. Now, Manu's Argentinian tango was a bit weird last night. There was some strange snuff action happening towards the end. If you don't know what a snuff movie is, Google it, because I'm not going to tell you, but don't Google it at work, as you may get the sack. The other thing about Lara Bingle is she landed in the bottom 2 last night, which would indicate what we discussed, I think, on the blog previously, was does she have a fan base? And considering she's getting fairly high scores, she needs to find a fan base fast, otherwise she is going to be voted out. The other thing about Dancing with the Stars, there's a rumour going around that Lara and Hayley Bracken are having a feud. I think Hayley's feeling a bit jealous of Lara and the chemistry between her and her husband Nathan. I don't think there's anything to worry about because I think Nathan Bracken's had a charisma bypass and I don't think Lara would go for him. But there you go. The other rumour is Manu Fidel and Luda having an interaction. Well, Luda, you lucky thing, you seem to manage to shag every cute guy that's on the show, and good for you. Not sure how long the relationship will last. I suspect until the series ends. And then they may go their separate ways. I am enjoying Dancing with the Stars this year. There is that weird sort of tension between Todd and Josh. And I like Josh. I just think he needs to keep his comments a little bit shorter. The other thing is the Amazing Race Australia, and congratulations to Seven. There was a lot of hype about it, and I was a bit concerned about whether it would be as good as the US version of the show. It is. Production values are high. The detours of the roadblocks are good. They're difficult. I like it when there's the opportunity for people to catch up and take over. An Amazing Race savant commented on the site and said that last week's challenges were from the Amazing Race Asia. I don't care. That show hasn't been seen here. So I don't have a problem with that. The casting's been fantastic. The couple to watch who've been cast as the villains is Joey and Richard, who obviously have sort of inhaled a few Tim Robbins seminars. They're, all for the chants and cries and digs in and mantras and stuff. They remind me a bit about like Jonathan and Victoria from the US series, the entrepreneurs, though they do seem to get on a bit better than Jonathan and Victoria did, because who can forget the time that Jonathan nearly punched out Victoria at a pit stop in Berlin. The other thing, there's an Amazing Race romance apparently between Tyler Atkins and Sam Schwer. Quite an interesting strategy, not one that I'd never think of using in the Amazing Race, but it's a way of solidifying your alliance for sure. Let's hope. Let's see how it goes. Maybe they can make top 3 or top 5, at least top 5, by doing that, by hooking up. And I'm not sure if the romance is still going on, but I'm sure one of the gossip mags will have them packed at some stage. Now on to pay TV. The Real Housewives franchise appears to have taken over Arena TV. On Thursday nights, we have The Real Housewives Miami and The Real Housewives New Jersey, which is the touch of the crazies there. Then on Tuesday nights, to premiere soon, is The Real Housewives 90210 and The Real Housewives Washington, D.C. There's got to be a PhD in The Real Housewives franchise, and as soon as I work it out, I'm going to be doing it. I like it. I find the conspicuous consumption of The Real Housewives a little bit concerning. It's pretty vacuous and superficial, but then that is reality TV for you, so I shouldn't complain. The other thing, Project Runway Australia is premiering July 4th. Very popular show on my blog. New host Megan Gale, and also new mentor Alex Perry, who, word on the street, is doing a fine job as mentor. Hopefully there'll be a lot of talent there, and hopefully the show will get the viewers it deserves. It does showcase a lot of creative Australian talent. Anyway, thank you for listening. First of all, thank you for commenting on my blog. Thank you for reading my blog, and thank you if you voted for me in the Kids Spot competition. I really appreciate it, as I would like to win it, obviously. And maybe we'll see you back here next week. We'll see how this one goes. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.